1 second. Okay. Now I am ready for action. And it is not 1,000 degrees out here. So yay, I'll celebrate the relative coolness, which is relative for sure. All right, let's start standing up because it is humid. Inhale, open. Open your heart, stretch to the gods and the goddesses, to the heavens, reach up and open up. And then just shake, shake out, shake out, shake out, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, bounce and shake. And again, inhale, reach and stretch. This time kind of reach one side and then the other, like how cats do that, scrabbling with their paws. That is a technical term for it. Baking bread, the scrabbling, kneading dough. And then shake it out one more time. And we're going to do just a little gentle tapping across your chest. One hand, the other hand, tapping around your shoulders, neck, gentle tap. Down your arm, up the inside of your arm towards, again, this is like a lymphatic thing, but we're also just activating our energy system and our sensation as we're tapping around. Other side, tap down your arm, back up and in around your armpit, shoulder, neck, gentle on your head and face, like the pitter patter of rain. Could be your fingertips or it could be your whole hand. Down the front of your belly, up the middle, down the outside of your hips, legs, down to the bottom, up the inside, take it down the back, little smack, up the front, back up into these subclavian area. And let's just do a little sound with that. So it's going to be like a little Tarzan moment. You don't have to yell, but it could just be so you're getting that vibration into your whole thorax, into your lungs, into your heart. Couple more breaths with that. I'm freeing up my face, opening and closing my mouth. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. The movements of a tantrum are going to release some stuff in your body. So let your body go. See, got me coughing. All right, we're going to do some balance stuff. So balance stuff, we are going to work on one leg at a time. And what you're going to do is come up, balance, move your arms and your legs. If balance is hard for you and you want to hold a wall and do this or have something to touch onto, do that. But if you have some balance, then shift it around, move your body, switching, spiraling, reaching into your kinesphere, awakening up your realm of movement, free flowing on one side. Whenever you feel like you're ready to make the change, change it. So we're not going to super exhaustion. I have now changed, but just enough to start to really awaken the proprioception in our body, awaken our spaciousness and our balance. Vestibular system. And our vestibular system really gets going when our head is moving around, right? When we're not just rigidly erect, but when we're letting things go off center. You can always put your foot down. If you're going to fall, put your foot down, grab a wall, do something. I'm going to change back and forth a few times. I'm going to try different things here, stretching away from center, coming in towards center, awakening my body, finding access to space around my body and balance. Ooh, changing one more time. This will be our last time. So ideally you have done it 3 times on each side. This is The third time on the first side, about to get to the second side. Letting my body adjust and awaken in movement in space. Very spacious movement, but only what I can manage while standing on one leg. Good. Finishing that off, coming in. Let's just take a little shaky bounce, like really free flow. Let it go. Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. Resilience in your tissues, lungs, heart, organs. Getting some bouncy bounce. And then we're going to work with our legs and our feet a little bit more, pressing up, coming down, bend the knees like we're jumping. Let's reach our arms up and come down. Reaching up in the jump and coming down. We're not actually jumping, but imagining we're reaching to the heavens, jumping off the ground and coming back down to the ground. Reaching it up, coming down. Really long in our whole body. Good. Now, if you want to, you can either stay on the flat for this, or just or lift your heels off the floor. But again, move your body around. Try to keep the heels lifted and just check your balance. Move in different ways. You can bend your knees. Right? It becomes harder when we're moving around on top. Again, come down if you need to. Use the wall. Use whatever you need. Good. And relax. Come down. Open your feet wide. Internally rotate your feet. So turned in. We're just going to do a little plie with your knees going in over your toes, a little spiral. And as I'm spiraling my knees in, I'm going to internally rotate my hands and then externally rotate. But I'm focusing more on the internal rotation than the external rotation. And in fact, my legs are pretty much staying internally rotated the whole time, but my upper body is going internal and then external, internal and external. And what we're kind of imagine is that on the inside, we're sort of wringing the tissue out, not in a violent way, but in a gentle way, gently wringing our tissue, readjusting fluids in our body and letting it go, shaking it out, spiraling the legs in and out. Just internally, externally rotate the leg while you stand on the other one. Rotate in and out. See how that responds in your hip, the standing hip and the working hip. So might feel like, oh, it doesn't feel like much. But for me, I feel it the most on the bottom leg. So internal, external rotation with this leg. There's also internal, external rotation happening on the standing leg. And again, I'm working with my balance. All right, let's come in. So I feel like these type of movements where we're playing and flowing are a little bit more functional in the long term than just repetitive exercise movements, but we're going to do both. So taking it down onto the floor, let's go all the way down onto our backs. Laying down on your back on the floor. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff down here. I feel like there's food on my mat, but it's actually not food. It is pieces of a plant that somebody was eating. So is it food? It's a spider plant. It is not toxic to the cats, but they sure like to eat them. Let's let the knees drop from side to side. And as you're doing that, imagine that all of your tension, or any tension that's ready to, I don't know, release, is going to just drop down into the floor, into the gravitational pull of the earth, and your tissue gets softer and more lubricated, hydrated tissue. When we change direction or change our relationship with gravity, like we were standing up doing all the stuff, now we're laying down, the fluids in our body adjust to that, right? The fluids really understand gravity, the gravitational pull of the earth. I'm going to take it a little deeper, spiraling a little bit more, and just reaching my leg across. This is still very relaxed. Rolling, a little extra reach with the leg, massaging out my back and twisting. So my inner body is getting this big twist, as well as my outer body. Nice big spiral. And I can turn my head away from my leg, or I can turn my head toward my leg, Whatever feels good, go for it. And then come in, and we'll go with upper and lower body all together. So you're going to roll onto one side and then roll onto the other side. There's Gaylord. Gaylord has been probably eating plants because he was throwing up this morning. One kitty was throwing up. The other kitty was having an asthma attack. But both Peapod and Squeaky Deaky had a long time playing today. Oh, I think I might have forgotten to feed them this morning, which almost never happens. But that could have something to do with this behavior. And it's true. I did forget to feed them. So as I am feeding the cats, relax. Obviously, nobody's starving in this house if you see the size of my cats. Rolling from side to side for you. Relaxing, tension melting away. Letting it just drop down into the floor. Massaging out your back. If you ever have a back spasm, if your back seizes up, I highly recommend getting down onto the floor and really slowly just moving from side to side. It doesn't have to be big movement, it can be really small movement, but that will change the relationship of the fluids in the tissue and give you a chance to release a little bit more. This usually works for me. Doesn't mean that it's going to totally go away instantly, but it is very helpful. All right, let's take our pelvises up and circle with your pelvis, letting your spine mobilize as you're circling your pelvis. Change direction. This is also massaging out my shoulders. And then come in. Let's roll it down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. At the bottom, you're going to arch. So on the arch, I'm lifting up my waist. I can put my hand under there. Inhale. Going to exhale, flatten it out, and then roll it up. Going to inhale, push with my feet. Chest goes towards the chin. Exhale. Knees go away from my head, and I roll it down through my spine. At the bottom, I arch, creating space under my middle back. Exhale, flatten, curl, roll it up. Inhale, push into another arch. Exhale, pull, flatten it out, roll it down through your spine. Inhale at the bottom, big breath in. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale, push with your legs. Exhale, pull with your legs, roll it down through your spine. Inhale, arch and open. Exhale, flatten out into the curl, roll it up. Inhale, push and arch. Exhale, pull, knees away from your head, roll it down through your spine. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, flatten it out, roll it up through your spine. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull, roll it all the way down, and just stay there in the floor. So now we have rolled from side to side, we've twisted, we've articulated up and down from the bottom. Let's do it from the top, right? So we were articulating this way. Now we're going to go this way. So taking your arms up over your head, let's go with knees bent. Head peels off the floor, comes through your shoulder, through your waist. Inhale. At the top, arch, look up, see the heavens. Exhale, roll it down through your spine. Inhale, elongate your body. Let yourself arch here, and then soften that, roll it up through your spine. Inhale at the top, arch. Exhale, come into the vertical, roll it down through your spine. Inhale at the bottom, and then arch. And then flatten out the arch. Roll it up through your spine. Inhale at the top. Arch. Exhale into a line. Roll it down. Inhale. We're going to add the legs. Stretch it out. We're going to change it slightly. So you're going to come up, flex your feet, and then exhale, bend your knees, come up. We're going to do a backstroke, swimming through the space with one arm, and we take it all the way back down to the floor. Inhale. Stretch it out. So we're working in this sagittal plane, but then we're adding this big arm circle to it. Inhale. So it's not just upper versus lower. This is all upper versus lower. Now we have an arm circle and a twist. Take it down. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, arm circle. Exhale. Reach long, whole body lengthening. Roll it up. Backstroke. Inhale, open. We're still actually in the sagittal dimension with this, but we've just added this opening and twisting because we're still sort of in the wheel plane here. We're still finding front and back. We're going to change it in a minute into the horizontal plane. So it'll be going through the sagittal. Here we go, sagittal, wheel plane, and we come up to the table plane and serve the sandwiches to all your friends. Bring it in, stretch it out, get long, exhale up, inhale, sandwiches for the whole room. Inhale, stretch, exhale, inhale, open, exhale, forward. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, inhale, open, exhale. Stretch it long. Bend your knees, clear off the table, bring it back. Or maybe you're serving sandwiches, maybe you're clearing off the table. This is our last one. Taking your hands behind you just to open up our hip flexors, pressing up and taking it down. Oh, I can also feel this really into my wrists. So if you're having wrist or shoulder issues and you need to make this easier, you can lay down on the floor and just do it from here. But if not, you have some choices. It's either up, pull it back, or up and then butt to the floor. Either way. Inhale, exhale. Use your breath. Big breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth. That's one. Up and stay. Pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it down. Grab your knees on the way down. Just lengthen out your wrist, rounding your spine all the way down. Knees into your chest. Let's go with circles, lubricating up those hip sockets even more. Releasing your lower back. And then change direction other way. So it's not that there's just one way of moving that does everything, right? Like we can't just go, oh, I'm going to be a power lifter and that's all I'm going to do. Or I'm going to be a ballerina and that's all I'm going to do. Or I'm going to take Pilates and that's all I'm going to do. Or yoga, whatever it is. Each thing offers different movement patterns, different development patterns to our bodies. So we want to do a variety pack. And we also want to really listen into our body, coming into a happy baby pose and just wiggling around in your happy baby. Listening in. If you're getting the message that this is too much, then just ease back, right? If it's not enough, push a little harder, right? We tend to think that it tends to be when we're thinking about body that we objectify our body as this thing outside of ourselves that looks like this and that, as opposed to this experiential experience, this experiential awareness that we're in for our whole life on this planet. We will be in these bodies. So cultivating a good relationship with your body is good, but it is often that in fitness, there's a push towards work harder, do more. And that is sometimes good, but sometimes we want to back off and get more subtle connection to our energetic patterns in our body, subtle awareness, not just the bird, I feel it, I know I'm doing something, but like, what if I'm just really soft and fluid? So let's play with that idea right now. Let's just find the possibilities, the potential of movement in our spine as we're laying down here and just let it be free flowing. So thinking of the spine and the head down through the nervous system as being like a river and letting that river move and express in any way that feels interesting. So wiggling, rippling, waves, spirals, just inviting that in. We could say we're inviting it into the energy pattern of our central channel from our head down through our pelvis, or we could include our arms and legs, but let's go just right now for the center midline of the body and free it up. Wiggle. It doesn't mean that you're just not using your muscles or not engaging at all. Like there can be engagement and then release, but tuning into what that is and how is it to move, like, let's say in non-linear patterns in your body. So there's more free flow, more spaciousness, and more possibility, not just locked into this is how I move and this is what I do, but oh, there's a million ways to move in here. There's a million patterns to play around with, and they can keep shifting and changing. And the more you open up to the possibility of different patterns in your body, the more you open up to change in your life, right? You're less restricted and graspy and condensed around stuff. You're like, oh, well, what if I try it like this? What if I try it like that? And more creative, right? We're opening up our creativity through the center, letting any stickiness or stuckness melt away if that feels okay. Deep breath in and walk your feet a little wider so that they are both wider, feet maybe just a little wider than your mat, knees open, and then internally rotate one leg at a time. So coming back into a more form-based exercise, although we could say that that last exercise was form-based in finding free flow within our body, but I'm just getting it too thinky about the whole thing. Internal rotation, spiraling your femur head in, letting all the tissue in your quads, your hamstrings, your inner thighs, your outer thighs, abductors, adductors, letting all of that stuff mobilize in this spiraling around itself way. And then you're going to take one knee down. If it feels okay, hook your heel and just hang out there. Spread out your arms, long body. When you're there, just gently turn your head from side to side, just a little turning from side to side, letting your eyes take in the environment, the ceiling, the space around you. And then switch it to the other side. Melt and let go. Take in the environment, soften, give your nervous system the information that you are safe and you can let go and relax a little bit, allowing your body to process whatever needs to be processed, whatever's hanging out in there. Good. And come back in and let's just press up again. Interlace your hands behind your back. Walk your shoulders a little bit closer together. We're going to go up onto our tippy toes, lower down, and then flex your foot and lower. Tippy toes, lower, flex, lower, push, lower, flex, lower, press it up, lower, flex, lower, push, lower, flex, lower, up, down, toes up, heels up, toes up, and then just the toes up, just the toes, just the toes, just the toes, just the toes. Then knees open wide, knees touch together. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, bring it in, open your hands wide, roll it down through your spine. You can think of movement as nutrition for your body. From here, we're just going to roll from side to side again, massaging through your back, pouring your body from side to side, movement, nutrition. And we want diverse nutrition, right? We don't want to just eat the same thing all the time. In our body, we want to have a variety of things we do. Human bodies were made to walk. They were made to move forward in space on their legs, especially. Super important, right? We used to move around the planet, walking great distances every day off, like when we were, not us, but our ancestors way back. But, you know, a couple of thousand, 3, 4, 5,000 years, it's not that long ago. Bring your feet up off the floor, turning your head away from your knees. And crawling is also great for us, right? So if you're having issues in your body and doing much movement is difficult, come back down to the basics. Get down on your belly, get down on the floor, get down on your back, try crawling around. Good. And let's bring it in. And let's roll back and forth, rounding through your spine. You can take it to a plow if that feels good. You can also take it forward if that feels good, or stand up. So giving yourself as big, whatever you need in your roll. It could just be rolling. You could also come into a different relationship to the floor right here. And on the next one, we're going to come up and we're going to try a little bit of squatting. So you may or may not have access to a squat. If not, I suggest I have this ottoman. I'm just going to show you what is a possibility. So have the ottoman here. I'm going to try squatting. If I can't go all the way down, I'm just going to put my hands on that and go that far, right? So could use a chair. Can't go all the way down. But if you can go all the way down, taking it down, pushing the floor away to come up. There's also heels down squat or heels off the floor squat, right? Let yourself use your hands. Don't make it scary. You could even use the wall. Oh, I can only go this far. Okay, go that far, right? How do we build strength? We go as far as we feel okay about and we keep going. And then we come back, right? We don't push it beyond what feels okay. But being able to squat, historically, before we had toilets to sit on, before everyone was sitting all the time, we spent a lot of time down there squatting, right? All right, and let's take it down to the floor again, onto our hands and knees this time. And just work with some crawling. Crawling backwards, crawling forwards. You could do some sideways crawling, right? It doesn't have to be linear. You can go wherever you want, depending on what your kind of situation under your hands and knees is. If being on your knees is not possible, don't do it. You could also go like this, right? You can find another version, trying it sideways, other side, ways of moving around in your body. Good. And let's relax for a second. Just come into sensation. Feel your breath. There's always something to see when you look around. One of my plants is molting over here. And since we've got kitties that are trying to eat plants these days because I'm not feeding them, I got to be a little careful. All right, we're going to come onto our butts, feet out in front, rolling across one butt and then the other. So this class today is very mobility oriented, moving from place to place, balance, some free flow. We want to balance, we want to work with all of these things. Some free flow movement that can go anyway, and then some more structured patterns where we are working sort of evenly from side to side. We're going to take this down to the floor, big arm circle, surrender down to the floor, push the floor away, open it up, take it to the other side, down to the floor, open it up, open, surrender, paint the rainbow. It's Pride Month. But we see rainbows in the world with rain, right? Or with the rain and sun. Rainbows are beautiful. So paint a big old rainbow and then find the pot of gold on the ground. All right, we're going to change this. You're going to go one more time to the other side, but make sure you can see me. I'm going to come down and then I'm going to reach my back leg out. Then I'm going to come up and then I'm going to go back down to the ground. Knee and elbow towards each other. Take it down. Push the floor away. Reach it out. Up in the spiral. Reach up. Reach. Massaging out the hip that you're on top of. Reach. Two more. Up and reach. And last one. Up and reach. And take it over to the other side. down to the floor, reach your leg out, elbow to knee, stretch it long. Coming in, reaching out, lots of movement in the gut body here. Reach up, extend, up, reach, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. And let's come up into a straddle. Oops, I see my camera has just gone. I wonder why it does that. Like it just opts out. Like, nope, not doing this one. Anyway, it is back. Amazing. What is it? This is probably actually my regular camera. No, it's the Brio doing its crappy job. Let's take it down to the into a straddle. So we're gonna get a little bit more side body. Your straddle doesn't have to be super big. You can bring it in. You can elevate your pelvis, although probably you're not gonna want to for this. We're gonna take our hands behind our head, elbow to the floor, behind your knee, and come up. Stretching it down, lengthen your spine. Side stretch and up. Exhale, inhale, down, up, down, up, down, up. We're gonna change it. You're gonna take it down, stretch your arms out and open it up. Fold it in, take it down, lengthen out, open it up. Bend your elbows, take it down, lengthen, open, elbows, down, lengthen, open, fold, down, lengthen, open. Last one like this. And we're just going to turn and face the leg. And I'm not going to go down. I'm going to arch and then I'm going to curl. I'm going to arch and curl. Little spiral in the arch, coming back in slightly in the curl, arch, flexing and pointing, curl and arch. Same thing on the other side. Spiraling open, curl it in. Lengthen arch, curl it in. If this hurts in your spine, don't go that far, right? Work with a range of motion that feels good in your body. Listening in and curl. It is humid. Arch and curl. Last one. Arch and curl. Taking it to the first side, down towards your leg. Just breathe into it. Hang out. And push the floor away. Take it over to the other side, down towards your leg. Push the floor away and then taking it down the center. You can bend your knees if you need to. Breathe. I would say that having a full pancake is like where you can really go down like this is probably not very important for most people in the world. So if you're thinking, I need to get down there, you probably don't. Unless you're doing something like pole dancing, gymnastics, something where you really need that flexibility. For the most part, we don't need to be that flexible. Bring it in. I mean, you want to have some mobility, but you just don't necessarily need to be pancaking. Rotate your legs in and out, bang them up and down. We're going to switch around onto our belly on the mat, coming down onto your belly, into the floor. Bend your knees, make some noise, let your legs fall from side to side. I thought, oh, it's going to be so much cooler today. What a relief. And then I was like, yes, but it's humid as hell. So I don't know if it's that much different. Come in. It is that much different. I'm not complaining. I'll take the humidity. Inhale, arch, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. We're going to circle, baby cobra circles. Head towards, ear towards your shoulder. Come up. These can be very small and take it down. Circling in a range of motion that feels good. Just 3 or 4 in each direction. And go the other way. And then come in, head on your hands, curl your toes under, relax your knees into the floor and push up and down. Sending a wave of movement up and down through your body, rippling through your body, melting and letting go, softening, inner body soft and relaxed. Breathe. And then let's go opposite arm to leg. So inhale up, exhale down, reach, lengthen. Try palm in as you go up. So you're getting a little bit of rotation in your rotator cuff. Good. And then taking your hands next to your chest, all the way up, round your spine, tail back over your heels, child's pose. Wiggle around, let go, soften, free flow your body in your child's pose. Big, deep breathing, deep down into your belly. And then take it forward into a forearm plank. One knee to the floor at a time, parallel, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Twisting underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knee to shoulder on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Both knees on the floor. One leg at a time, kicking up for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come into a downward dog. Just walk through your dog, stretch out your calf and Achilles, breathe into it. Walk your feet towards your hands, bend and straighten. If you can, you're going to interlace your hands behind your back and just breathe into that. And then come all the way up to standing. And let's do a little bit more standing stuff. So usually we do this at the beginning, but we'll do it now. You're going to cross elbow to knee, open, then same elbow to knee, back and open, front and back, front and back, front and back. 4 more. Am I counting this as a whole one? That's a whole one. 2 more. Last one. Good. And just relax for a second so your shoulders get to release. Bounce it out, shake, let it go. And then the same thing on the other side. Elbow to knee front, hand to foot back. Front, back. Got this weight shifting, landing on my foot, back. Crossing front and back and front and back. The other hand is just hanging out there, reaching to that high corner. Cross and back. Cross and back. Last one. Cross and back, and release it down. Shoulders to your ears, drop them down. You're going to lift up, tippy toes, and then down and out. Inhale, squeeze it up. Exhale, blow it out. Inhale, exhale. Shoulders to your ears, draw it in and up, tippy toes, come in for a landing. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Last one. Up, down. Just shake it, shake it, shake it. If you shook every day for 5 minutes, you would, your lymph would probably be working pretty well, right? So shaking, bouncing, it also releases tension in our nervous system. If you look at animals when they get injured, often they shake and it just clears out the nervous system, right? Clears some of that trauma out of the body. So we want to shake sometimes. Children do it, babies do it. But then we learn to inhibit the shake. So we're just inviting the shake in to let go of whatever we're holding on to. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Let go of it, let go of it, let go of it, let go of it. Maybe it's a feeling you have about yourself. Maybe it's something about other people. Maybe it's just being alive on the planet. Maybe there's something that you can let go just a little bit, just a little more ease in your life. Shake it out. Inhale, open, stretch up, and let's bring our hands together, coming down in prayer, connecting through center. Inhale, open, hands together, connected. We are connected in this world to each other, to ourselves, to everything we experience. It's all coming into us through our senses. One more. Good. And that's it. That is it for today. Thanks for joining. Anyone in TV land, if you made it this far, which I have not even been checking on that because my ad block does not let me in. So, although it just did. I'm going to